Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and my guests are Melanie Davis and Lindsay Kyonka of St. Louis Crisis Nursery. Thank you guys again for being here. I want to pick back up. We were talking about the outreach centers, specifically. You were talking about the one in Ferguson, but you also are outside of the St. Louis City and County area. For example, in Jefferson County. Can you tell me a bit about the center there?
Sure. So what we always try to do is really be responsive to what we're hearing in the community. And what we were hearing from the Jefferson County community is that they desperately needed more resources. They were facing some pretty significant challenges with children in out-of-home placements as a result of child abuse and neglect reports, and just feeling like families down there just needed some more support. And so we had the opportunity to partner with Mercy Hospital in Jefferson to open an outreach center there. And so we have a wonderful counselor who's working out of that location now, providing in-home support, case management support, items, anything that she can do to help out families down there. And we're getting a really great response. We feel so welcome in that community.
You mentioned something that I actually, it's really quite vital to this. If we, again, take that kind of step back, which is the prevention of child abuse.
Yes.
Make that distinction. Most of the time, the families reaching you are not in that situation necessarily, but
Yes.
the whole idea is because you are preventing it by your actions and what you're doing. Do you want to talk about that for a bit, just as the correlation there with prevention for child abuse?
Sure. So absolutely, that is our mission, is child abuse and neglect prevention. Sometimes people get a little bit confused and they think that the kids that are with us are here because they've experienced something like that. We're really on the front end.
Right.
So what we're recognizing is that it is hard to be a parent. There is a lot of support that families need. And so if we're able to wrap around that family and provide support in a time of crisis, they're not leaving their kids with someone unsafe, or, we're helping prevent that situation from escalating. And so that's really where we come in with that prevention piece. And what we find is that greater than 99% of our children that stay at our nurseries go back to their homes. So we are not about taking kids away. We're not about anything like that. We want to help keep families together, and that's why we exist. That's what we're here for, is to strengthen families and help them stay together.
No, that's wonderful. And I know a lot of this wouldn't be possible, obviously, without dedicated, hardworking staff members like yourself, but also volunteers. Let's talk about volunteers, Melanie. They're obviously always needed.
Absolutely. We definitely need volunteers to just kind of help spread our mission about the nursery, whether they want to work in our nursery sites, if they want to work in our admin site, if they want to work in our outreach centers, or even help with events. And I know that we have a lot of events throughout our year, so we definitely need volunteers to kind of help out in those efforts. So I know that we do a lot of community events, and around the holiday times, we have a need for volunteers to maybe adopt families. And that really helps to least some of that stress for the families. So we're always looking for volunteers, and we have if they go to our website, then they're able to find out exactly what they need to do in order to become a volunteer.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, no, I know actually over the years some people who volunteered, and especially people I know who love working with children. Is there anything that you want to add in this last part? I mean, there's so much work that you do and wonderful work and that's needed in the community, but anything that you want to add in this remaining time?
Sure. Well, I think want to put out there that we recognize that there's a great need in our community and that we can't do it alone. And so we really try to partner as much as we can with other agencies in the St. Louis community. There's so many wonderful things that are going on in our community, and we're just so grateful to get to be a part of that partnership and help to strengthen families. And like you mentioned, and like Melanie mentioned, we always need volunteers. So anybody that wants to come be a part of that, be a part of our mission, be a part of what we do, we are more than happy to have them. We do have a pretty extensive process because obviously we want to make sure that we have the very best for our kids and families. So it is a pretty extensive process, but we have wonderful volunteer coordinators that are more than happy to walk people through that.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you both for being here. If you are interested in becoming a volunteer, you can reach out via the website. It's crisisnurserykids.org. And as Lindsay and Melanie have mentioned, you can click on, there's a section for volunteers or learning more about becoming a volunteer. But in general, if you know of anyone who is in need of the services provided by St. Louis Crisis Nursery, again, call the 24-hour helpline at 314-768-3201 or go to crisisnurserykids.org. There's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.